So, my friends, on this Erev Shabbos, Shabbos Pashas Noach, let us give some tzedakah, some extra charity, and together with our tefillah, with our prayer to Hashem, for the well-being of our brothers in Eretz Yisrael and all over the world. Friday, I usually like to tell a story. So I heard a story from Rabbi Zushe. A fascinating story, and it's definitely worth repeating. And if you heard it already, good for you. Hear it again. So he tells the story about a chaplain in the U.S., a Jewish chaplain in the U.S. Army, who at one point was stationed in Germany, on the army base, the U.S. Army base in Germany. As a chaplain, he's expecting basically to be involved with, let's call it more secular type of Jewish people, because very, very few religious Jews would volunteer to go to the U.S. Army. But to his shock and to his surprise, he meets over there soldier, a religious soldier, looks visibly religious, not a chaplain, a regular rank and file soldier. And he's surprised. How come there is such a religious Jew here serving in the U.S. Army, volunteering? At an opportunity, he asked him, there must be a story. And he says, yes, there is a story. And the story is as follows. When I volunteered for the army, I wasn't religious at all. I was Jewish, obviously, a proud Jew, but not religious at all. Religion was the farthest thing from my mind. But then I had this most interesting experience, and he says the following. In the army, we get different lecturers, lecture on different topics. And at one point, we were getting a lecturer, top authority on war, ancient wars, modern wars of different times, analyzing each war, its successes, its failures, its moves, what we learn from it, from the success, from the failures, what to repeat, what not to repeat, what to improve. And that's his expertise, and he's world-renowned in this field. And he says, but I noticed never ever does he discuss Jewish battles. Neither of the Maccabees, as an example, King David's battles, Joshua coming into Israel, and modern times. Nothing about 1948, 1956, 1967, 1973, the Lebanon War. I mean, Israel unfortunately has seen in the 75 years numerous wars, and each one was astonishing. Each one had definitely a lot to learn from. Why does he never mention this? And in my mind, I decided this guy must be a simple, good anti-Semite. And that's why he doesn't want to give Israel any credit. Because everybody knows that those wars in Israel were just amazing accomplishments. So one day when he was really worked up, he says, in middle of class, I raised my hand and I says, can I ask you a question? With all due respect, how come you never mention, discuss, learn about the wars in Israel? This professor was taken back and says, this is a very disturbing question you're just asking me, and we will discuss it later. In his mind, it was confirmed that this guy is a real anti-Semite. He's ready for confrontation. And after the class, he's all psyched up. I'm not going to stand down. I'm going to stand firm on my grounds and demand respect for Israel. And the guy tells me the following. All of us in this field know that we cannot use the Israeli wars and successful winnings in their war. Says, why not? Because they're not natural. None of them are natural phenomena. None of them won their wars according to the normal movements and techniques of warfare. All of those are miraculous. They all have some kind of divine intervention. So we can't learn from it. There's something particular about Israel, that they win wars where no one else can do. When I heard that, he says, I started thinking, there's a God. What is telling me that really that God is protecting the Jewish people? And I started inquiring and learning, and here I am today. I'm a religious Jew, proud of who I am, and always remembering God is protecting us.